Hey, welcome to 4 Accelerator. I'm your host Zoo, and today I'm playing a matchup of Mongols versus Berbers as part of the Maining Mongol series. So this matchup took me a couple of tries, and I'll tell you why. The Berbers are almost something like a Mongol counter, uh, mainly because of their two unique units. First, their team bonus is the Genitor mounted skirmisher. Skirmishers are good against Megidai in the first place, and mounted versions are even better because they can chase down the Mongol Megidai and cavalry archers. And second, the Berbers have the unique unit of the Camel Archer, which is an anti-cavalry archer cavalry archer. So it's a cavalry archer that is good against cavalry archers, including the Megidai. So the Berbers, like I said, are sort of a counterpick to the Mongols. This took me a couple of tries, and that's mostly because I would get to the Castle or Imperial Age and try to do my Megidai thing, and it just wouldn't work out so well. They would get out lots of skirmishers, they'd get out some Genitors, they'd get out some Camel Archers, and by that point I couldn't really switch. And so this time around I tried a slightly different tactic, as you'll see. So starting out, we're doing a pretty standard Mongol build order. We got 6 on sheep, putting 3 on wood, building that lumber camp right now, scouting around, found a couple of sheep, couple of goats already. I think those are just my starting goats actually. And I'm scouting around the map. Luring my first boar now. And just discovered a couple more sheep with my scout, having my villagers kill that boar. It makes it just shy of the town center, so not too bad. And I still have 1 goat left over. Building a mill now on the berries with my next villager. So right now we have 7 on food, including the boar lure villager, 3 on wood, 1 building a mill. That one is going to go to berries right after that. Still scouting around, setting a lot of waypoints. And my TC is working. Got 1 villager coming out. Sending a villager to lure my second boar. Hopefully it's well timed with the fast Mongol hunting bonus with the first boar. Building a house now with my next villager. And my luring villager gets close to the TC, and right as my other ones finish up, they can kill this one. And again, it's right in front of the TC, so that's good. That's pretty efficient. Checking my scout now. Giving it more waypoints. We've already seen a big portion of the map. That's because of the Mongol sight bonus, which I do like as a sort of early econ bonus. And also just, it's an early score bonus as well. Let me turn the score on here for a second. Not that that necessarily matters, especially against the AI, who doesn't need to see the score or can always see it, but at least it looks good. And it's also a good military bonus as well. There are a couple sheep up here, so those are my last of the 4 sheep in my area. And as I'm finishing the second boar, I want to send the sheep that I do have over to the town center. I'm going to set these villagers to work on those sheep now. So after my 3 on wood, all of my villagers are going to food. I'm putting 4 on berries, and the rest are going to the boar and then the sheep. And I'm at 17 pop right now, 16 villagers. I'm going to get 1 more. And 1 more villager after 17, so I'm going to go for 18 villagers this time, for no particular reason. After this I want loom, and then I want to tech up to the feudal age. And I did send that last one over to wood, the last couple over to wood, because I would be doing that as I tech up to the feudal age anyway. So I'm falling a little bit behind. There's the loom now. And I want to tech to feudal age after that. As I'm going to feudal age, I'm going to pull a few villagers off of sheep and send them over to wood. I want to balance. I've got 18 villagers right now, so I want to get about 9 on wood and keep 9 on food. And I'm clicking around my villagers to find the healthy ones. I want to leave the injured ones over near the town center. They're going to be farmers farming near the town center so they can be garrisoned quickly. And the healthy ones will be sent over to a wood line. Both of these wood lines are backwood lines, which is pretty nice. It just keeps them nice and safe from enemy raids. The AI doesn't raid too much, but they will send forces fairly early. And so now I'm about halfway up to the feudal age, so I start building a barracks. And I'm also only one population shy of housing capacity, so I set up some houses to be built immediately after my barracks. And hopefully one of them will get up before we actually need to build a stable. At this point I've got like half the map scouted. That goes pretty well for me. My scout's still moving. I'll leave one to finish those houses, send one back to berries. But then I realize I'm going to need it for the stable, so I send these guys. We get one house built. That's perfect. That's exactly what I wanted. And we have enough wood from those 9 villagers for the stable. Now I've got some idle villagers at my TC. I had already found the deer earlier, and so I decided to go hunt those deer. So I put a mill over on the deer. And I could start farms. I just got the farming tech from the mill, but I want to take advantage of the Mongols hunting speed bonus. So now I got my stable up. I want to queue villagers in my town center. I want to get double bit axe. I already got horse collar. And now's the time when I should queue up some scouts. There we go. And I set a waypoint over near the enemy's base, which I've scouted out a little bit. So I built that mill. Now I set my villagers to hunt these deer. They'll hunt the deer very quickly. There's 5 of them, and the hunting bonus works very well. Meanwhile, I'm getting these villagers out. I'm having them chop straggler trees until I have enough to build farms with them. And the AI goes to the feudal age. So now I've already got 2 scouts here. One of them is my starting scout, I believe. I'm already up 400 points on the AI, which is pretty good. I have my 3rd scout now. My 4th is being made. Now it's time to queue up more villagers, build more farms. 3 scouts, 4 scouts. 4 scouts is enough to do some raiding, so I send them over to look for a lumber camp, a gold mine, anything like that, to start getting some vill kills. I see berries, so I'm going to attack those berries. They'll fight back against 1 scout. I get 1 kill. I should have pulled that scout out earlier as soon as they started attacking, but when my other scouts get there, they'll decide to just run. And I'll get 1 kill here, maybe another. There we go. And they're sending some villagers out to get a tower. That's perfect. I want to attack them before they can get that tower built. And I got another scout out. So now I'm queuing up villagers. And now I'll continue scouting their base, looking for more places to raid. Like that gold mine. Still queuing up villagers. Building up farms. Trying to get out as many farms as I can. The farms are going to be essential. I have all the wood choppers I really need for right now. And the reason I set them to wood is just so that they do something once they come out. I want to attack that archer with these scouts, but it's a little too close to the town center. If I attack it, villagers will just go into the town center, and then my scouts will be at a disadvantage taking TC fire. So instead, I'm going to go for these villagers over on the wood line. And TC's still putting out villagers. That's good efficiency. My scouts can handle these archers individually, but I don't care about them as much. I'd rather get some villager kills and slow down the enemy's economy. Now I can see that my hunting villagers have gone idle. They've finished their hunting. So I need to set them to build some farms, but I'm still building villagers, still building scouts out of my stable. There we go, setting up farms with these villagers. Clicking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I'm glad that the deer were back again. That keeps some safety on those farms. I don't really have to worry about the AI rating. The AI usually attacks straight up the front, at least on the hard difficulty that I'm playing on. So now we've got 11 on wood, we've got about 14 on food after the building ends, and we've got villagers coming out of the TC at a steady rate. We've got scouts coming out steadily. I get housed, I need to build some houses. So I start building a house wall over here. And I earlier lost those scouts that I had built that sent over to the enemy wood line. I just wasn't paying very much attention. They got killed, probably by archers and spearmen. Trying to keep them from building that blacksmith. I should really have a blacksmith of my own, should be upgrading my scouts, but at the very least I'm giving them bloodlines before I build any more scouts. I check out this wood line again. Now they've got their villagers on the inside of the wood line, which is smart. Except for this one that I find out, and I'm going to get a kill here. But then I got to run away, so I'm going to just scout some of the fog of war. Get them away from those spearmen. Meanwhile, I've got a pretty good economy at home. 5 on gold, that's just what I want. And I put 1 on stone. I'm not trying to rush a castle this time, because I know the Mangudai are easily countered by the Berbers, so I'm not necessarily going for a fast castle building here. Fast castle building as opposed to a fast castle age. As you can see, I haven't fast castled in terms of age. Get those scouts together. There's an archer. I'm not worried about archers or skirmishers with these scouts. I'm really only worried about spearmen. So I'm going to get a few kills here. I lose one of the scouts to a spearman early. 2 scouts lost to a spearman. I really need to keep those scouts away from those spearmen. So I'm going to run and do a little bit more exploring again. But I got 3 on stone. And I'm still working on villagers here. Still building farms. Building a house wall. So now I'm going to get attacked a little bit. But like I said, the AI is just going sort of straight up the front. They're attacking my archery range where I want to build skirmishers from. And if they're going to be attacking me, then I decide I can send my scouts to go raiding in their territory. It'd be better if my scouts were a little bit closer to theirs, but that's fine. I got skirmishers building in the archery range now. I queued up a bunch of them. Building that house wall. They're not doing damage very quickly, so I'm not so worried right now. A couple of spearmen do come in. They realize that I am building there. But I get my skirmishers to deal with these spearmen. And I send my scouts out to deal with their base, take down an archer there, and some villagers. One scout's going to run right past those archers and skirms. So there we go, I got some skirmishers dealing with the spearmen in my base. I got a few more spearmen in my base, chasing a villager, but I just sent him into the town center. One thing that I would have done differently in hindsight is I would have not finished each individual house. I just would have put a little bit into each of them so that they would form a wall so that those spearmen couldn't get in. But honestly, with the AI, if they're tailing a villager, you can send them to the town center, and they'll most likely follow them into the town center, at least again on hard difficulty. So you can actually do substantial damage to the enemy's military by just luring the enemy into the town center. So it's not necessarily a bad thing to have them invade your base as long as they're not getting any villager kills. And I should be up on villagers at this point in the game. They got 1 archer now, just a token attacking a house. He's not going to do any damage, so I'm not worried about him. But now that I'm in the castle age, I'm getting out some knights. I'm also upgrading my skirmishers to elite skirmishers and researching thumb ring. Getting some econ bonuses with heavy plow. Still pumping villagers out of the town center. My knights and scouts dealt with that single archer. And now I'm building a second town center as well as some house walls. So I'm building that town center right on gold, right next to a wood line. It's going to be a great location. It's defensive, it's behind those houses, so it will really secure that gold and help us get some villagers out more quickly. I need a little bit more wood before I can put out a third TC. But my knights are coming out. And I can see the enemy's military there, but my knights can at least go scare away those villagers real quick. And I find a juicy wood line to attack as well. And a stone mine with some villagers there. I still have some skirmishers defending inside my base, and I have a blacksmith, so I'm teching up. I'm getting the infantry and cavalry tech right now, the offensive tech, and then I'll get the cavalry defensive tech. And I still have knights coming out, so I'm going to send those into the enemy's base soon. So there's that town center. Now I send a few villagers over, drop off their wood, and build another town center on another gold, guarding my rear flank. Researching fletching now, get extra range on my skirmishers. So now I've got lots of skirms and a few knights. And I sent my knights around back to check on that wood line. They've only got 1 or 2 villagers here now. So what I did differently this time around was really focus on those knights, even though the Mongols aren't necessarily a knight civilization. Their knights are perfectly good in the Castle Age, and they have cavaliers as well, so they're decent in the Imperial Age, at least to start. But those skirms can help me deal with most of the enemy's military at this point, and the knights can do some hit and run on the villagers. So my knights are hitting lots of villagers here, and whenever I need to, I'm going to back my knights off away from spearmen and let the skirmishers take care of them. So there's some pikemen now. I want to back up my knights and have the skirmishers take care of those pikemen. And the pikemen go down pretty quickly, and then I can have those knights circle around and attack those archers and skirmishers. They have 1 knight of their own attacking my skirmishers now, but I have enough skirmishers to deal with it slowly but surely. So I'll lose 1 skirmisher, but save the rest from that 1 knight. Meanwhile, I've just about destroyed all of the AI's military here, and I've gotten quite a few villager kills. I sent some more knights in. More knights coming out. And I'm 1,000 points ahead of the AI right now. So again, backing up my knights as soon as I see pikemen, I'm going to let my skirms deal with them. But I do see some villagers being sent out for whatever reason, so I send my knights to deal with those villagers. and there's the resignation. So you can see what I did differently this time was I didn't let it get to the castle in the Imperial Age where the Berbers have an advantage against the Mongols' strongest advantages. I just stayed in the castle age, rushed early with knights, made some skirms to deal with the spearmen, and just didn't let the enemy boom. So here's the military score, economy, technology, total score. I was up to 1,400. Military, 77 killed, only 22 lost. Largest army, about the same. Economy, I'm ahead across the board. Tech-wise, I went up to both ages faster. Didn't explore quite as much of the map. Society, 60 villagers to 42. And here's the timeline. Nothing that even registered as a battle event. Just some small raids, and that was enough to defeat this AI opponent in 30 minutes. So thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. If you have any comments, please leave a comment. If you liked, please like and subscribe. And I hope to see you next time. Bye.